All right, what's another question? Is what you teach more of a way of living your life, or is it more like a solution to a solvable problem? It is both. As I mentioned earlier, it's how you live your everyday life. It's a personal empowerment tool. It gives you skills to operate within your life with issues and things you don't like. It gives you power over your emotions, over your feelings, and how you process things on a daily living. And it also, it goes back to solving old problems. It uses the law of attraction. What is the law of attraction? What you have in your mind, good, bad, and the ugly, you successfully produce in your future. So we go inside the mind, we change all the bad things in our mind, all the bad strokes of a golf game, all the bad financial experiences you had in the past, and we rewrite the past, which is re-imprinting, major part of FasterEFT. You change all those, and then what happens, it changes your future, it changes you, how you see the world and how you process the world today. That means tomorrow will be a better way of living as well. So it's an inner transformational skill, it's a coping skill today. It'll heal your body because it works with the mind system on how to manifest healing, which is, we call it the universal pattern of creation, which you can see scientifically proven by the research known as the placebo effect. The mind can heal itself if you do something correctly in the mind. Universal pattern of creation, which is something I created and understand the process of. So it changes your entire life, past, future, present, and everything else. So that's the major differences. All right, here's another good question. What would you recommend to students who would like to learn your technique? And should they learn FasterEFT first? And the answer is no. Nothing wrong with EFT. The problem with EFT is their belief system, the belief in psychological reversal, blocked energy concept, because when you come to FasterEFT, we have to deprogram you. We have to enlighten you to understand how we have problems, the cause of all problems, the structure of it, and then your skill and success rate will increase. A lot of techniques, a lot of processes with FasterEFT. All right, so what's another question here? When was the moment you knew the FasterEFT really worked? Well, that's a complex, interesting question, because EFT itself, I bought it '99. The first person I worked on, 30, 40 minutes later, the fear was gone. I knew EFT worked, and it's a powerful system. With FasterEFT, I was using EFT protocol and mindset for quite some time, and then I discovered that there's a better mind, because I discovered the belief of the practitioner can determine how and why and what they do with a client to help them change. Because if I believe it's a blockage, I'm looking for blockages, but if I believe it's a creation, then I look for how do you do it? The skill, and that's where the NLP comes in. And so one of the big major convincers is tooling around with the EFT, understanding NLP, mixing them together. I did the tree metaphor. The tree metaphor is for the unconscious. And so I had this guy, he called me on the phone. He said, you know, he has this disease. And I said, what is it? And basically it's panic attacks. And I said, well, won't you come in and see me? He was 30 minutes late. He was having one that day. I told him how to get here. He showed up 30 minutes later. Now I addressed 4 major emotional memories of panic attacks, and I changed them all in 30 minutes, and we tried to get it to come back, and they were gone by using the FasterEFT known as the Quick Tap. The Quick Tap is a different model. It addresses everything all at once. EFT addresses one parts and piece at a time. And so I just knocked them all out in one session, and of course oftentimes when I do this, I spend more time trying to give the problem back to make sure it's absolutely 100% gone. So that was definitely a major convincer, and I was on the trail. Then I started creating other processes built from this one model of thinking. So that was major. And then of course everything else that I do now is taught on the basis premise that the unconscious mind is our servant, and it will do what we instruct it once we understand how it works, using the art of change, using the universal pattern of creation, and understanding that their mind is very powerful. Here's one. What was one of the biggest challenges you faced when you first started to share FasterEFT? That's interesting. And then, what is your biggest challenge today? When I first started sharing FasterEFT, the biggest challenge, well, you say personally, my personal challenges was, you know, here it is, I learned this process, I'm fine-tuning it, and I'm using it, And I had the same mentality as a lot of other people. Well, you don't have a degree, you didn't graduate from college. Who do you think you are, thinking you can help change somebody else's life, you know? And of course, you know, and there's some major changes that helped me to overcome that, because one day, you know, I did my very first presentation in front of 300 people, and I was just amazed. Wow, you know. And then a guy in Wichita, Kansas brought me there, and I gave my very first seminar by myself, and it was amazing. You know, these people were doctors, and they were business owners, and they were psychologists, and they just loved what I shared. That shifted me, because again, I apparently have a way to communicate with people. I'm very simple, very logical, very practical. I'm down to earth, and people apparently like that. And so that helped me understand that I'm on the right path, and there's a genius to my mind, and everybody's a genius, and I believe that to be true. There's a genius to my mind, is that I can understand what's going on and how to make it simple for anyone to use. And I think it's because of the years of self-study with Dr. Richard Bandler's work and Anthony Robbins' work, and persistence. So that was in my past, my personal sharing it. Of course, I tap with myself all the time. Back then, I tapped the fear of doing it, the fear of whatever, and I just tap, 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 and I just do it. You know, because most of my stuff is all done from hard work, pushing myself, tapping, and just make sure I did it. And of course, I made lots of mistakes along the way. I tapped them away, just kept tapping, and just kept moving. Today, it's getting very big. You know, I have 600 and something videos on YouTube, over 100,000 video views a month. I have 95 plus videos, DVDs I sell. I want to make it bigger. And my next step is to create trainers. You know, with EFT, anybody can teach EFT, and they can certify you in their EFT model. FasterEFT, there's one trainer, and that's myself. So the next thing is to create a manual, create a system that is uniformed, where it's taught the same everywhere, with the same belief, the same structure. So that way, it's all uniform. So that's the next step. Having people who love FasterEFT, love what I do, help support me. I need support. I need someone to help me do it. I mean, I'm good at what I do, but there's so much I can't do and I don't know how to do. And so that's the next part, is finding qualified people who love the work, who want to help me take it to the next level. You know, I am so thankful. I am so grateful for Dr. Eric Robbins, for all the people who believe in this stuff, who personally experience it and know it's true, and they donate and they give and they help. The next step is I'm going to make, my goal is to make FasterEFT the #1 alternative healing process in the world. In order to do that, I must reach the world. I must communicate on a simple level and deep, profound changes, and make it universally true everywhere I go. So that's my goal, and that's my mission. And then some of the toughest parts is like I went to a country. This lady brought EFT to the country, and they, you know, they say they want to improve and become better. So I come and I teach there. All of a sudden, they discover they don't want to learn EFT. They want to learn FasterEFT. And now this person who brought me there says, "You're taking my business." So this is another part. There's a conflict, you know. EFT and FasterEFT, there's worlds of differences, like one church and the next church. You wouldn't think it's true, but people who are teaching it, they say they want to improve, but they only want to improve within their limited improving style. So then that's another area, you know, because you know, you write 5 books, it's talking about how block energy is the cause and your psychological reverse. All of a sudden I say it's not blocked energy, it's a creation in your mind, and it's being expressed physically. You have a conflict now. Because again, you know, you're holding the baby and the baby's not growing up, and I say, like Gary said, we're at the ground floor of the healing high rise, we want to go up. Well, in order to go up, you got to let go of some of the things that actually isn't going up. So that's some of the conflicts there, and I understand it and I respect it, and there's no judgment about it, but it's just how it is. So some of you are going to watch this video. If you have a way to contribute, contribute. I honor you, and I'm so blessed, and this is no lie. Every day, almost every day, somebody donates. And I'm thinking, it's amazing. I mean, it's amazing. My son said he got a check today for somebody sent money in to me. And you know, I just take this money and I put it back in the business. Matter of fact, most of the money that comes in goes straight back into the business, because I want to add and to give, and when I'm dead and gone, these videos will still be here and the world will still change. And that's what it's all about. Learning to love yourself, learn to like yourself and be nice to yourself, and to give. And I think that's about the last question on the list there. Yeah, it is the last one. So anyway, this is Robert Smith. I want to thank you for being a supporter of FasterEFT, guys. Share with your EFTers. Share with people who knows how who needs this help. I think another thing I'd like to get this. Another thing I'd like to do is get this, get CEUs for what I teach, so the doctors and so the nurses and psychologists will come and learn how to transform their client's life. So anyway, this is Robert Smith. Thank you for being a supporter of FasterEFT. Thank you, thank you, thank you for working on yourself so that your children will have a better mother, and you'll be a better wife and a better husband, be a better helper, and just be nicer to the world. And it all starts because you like yourself. This is Robert Smith here in Habilitat, and we'll talk to you later. Ciao.